Chapter 342 Inherited Hatred. Dark Vidra's great name, that resounded throughout the entire Orthodox battlefield. No one knew about it. Did he just say he was looking for Kangxia? Could he be talking about that Kangqiu who possesses the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order? A devil disciple exclaimed in shock. Yes, only the Dawnbreaking Immortal Order can induce Dark Vira to be so solemn. Someone else said solemnly, Kangxia is at the Slaughter Island. Someone was puzzled. Why do I feel that a storm of wind and rain is about to envelop the entire Killing Island? A disciple of the Righteous Path said cautiously. Rumble, right at this moment. There was another violent vibration, only to see a huge black demonic ship traveling in the distant sky. And on top of the demonic ship, there were two figures standing, both exuding a powerful aura. Heavens! It's another invincible powerhouse of the out-of-body stage, or two. The cultivators of the Killing Island were stunned. In the dark cave, Kangxia woke up leisurely, and in front of him, Little Gold looked at him with a worried face and cried out. Emperor Dan also came out in disguise, standing still at the side, his expression filled with doubt. Seeing Kangxia awaken, both of them flew in delight. Kid, how does it feel? Emperor Dan said curiously. He wasn't a cultivator of the body refining lineage, so he hadn't refined the red diamond blood crystal, and didn't know what this thing actually did. Yeah, brother, you've only fused 10 of them. That shouldn't be your limit, Little Gold said with a face full of doubts. Kangxia ignored them as he closed his eyes and sensed his entire body for a moment. Then he snapped his eyes open with a thrill of excitement in his eyes. Emperor Dan and Little Gold immediately looked at Kangxia with a burst of doubt. My 9-turn Zhuanggong has advanced to the middle of the 5th layer. Kangxia's voice was filled with excitement and thrill. He could clearly feel the strength of his physical body at this moment. The middle stage of the 5th layer, which would have taken several years or even a dozen years to advance. But after refining the 10 red diamond blood crystals, he had immediately advanced. At this moment, he finally understood the role of this red diamond blood crystal. It was simply a supreme treasure. Emperor Dan was also very happy and laughed. I didn't expect this thing to be so useful. I heard that the limit for refining this thing is 49. I don't know how many of them your brat will be able to refine. The old man is getting more and more eager to see. Brother, I'll continue refining. Little Gold, who was on the side, hearing that the red diamond blood crystal had so many effects, hurriedly started to continue refining it. He had already refined 7 of them, and was only 3 short of being able to undergo a metamorphosis. Kangxia then also began to refine the red diamond blood crystal. He felt that with the redling blood crystal's utility, it might be able to allow his 9 transformation Zhuanggong to rush to the 6th layer in one go. Then his physical body would be comparable to a top grade treasure weapon, and his strength would definitely double. 11th, Kangxia picked up a red diamond blood crystal, locked his Danshan True Fire. The flame spread throughout the blood red crystal and began to refine it. HMPH. A drilling pain came. Kangxia stifled a grunt, his eyes incomparably determined. Time slowly passed. In the air above the Killing Island, 2 huge treasure ships stood proudly in the void, emitting a powerful pressure. The entire island was abuzz. 3 invincible powerhouses of the outbreathing stage descended. This was simply unprecedented. The disciples of the Righteous Path who were on the Killing Island were all trembling with fear, because these 3 invincible powerhouses of the outbreathing stage were all from the Devil's Path. Strange, there's no trace of him above the Killing Island. In the middle of the Black Devil ship, Evil Wind was filled with a puzzled look. Beside him, apart from the cold-faced Evil Wind, there was also a black-clothed middle-aged man, who was the only devil sex out-of-body stage sealed Emperor powerhouse on the Killing Island. Reporting to the 2 senior brothers, some time ago, they were to seal Emperor-level righteousness powerhouses that came through. I just don't know if they were Kangxia. This out-of-body stage seal emperor powerhouse suddenly said, "Out-of-body stage sealed emperor. It's possible." Evil Wind was delighted at his words. Back then, Kang Tuo had destroyed the 3 emperors in a single battle. But no matter what, he had borrowed the heavenly tribulation. So apart from the poisoned sex Ling Redblood, who had fought with Kang Chia, everyone else assumed that Kang Chia only had an outbreathing stage, seal emperor level of cultivation. And since Ling Hongblood was greedy for the Dawnbreaker immortal order, he naturally wouldn't tell others about Kang Chon's true strength. And he wasn't that kind. "What do they look like?" a cold-faced evil cloud asked. "It's not clear. Everyone who saw them died. It's just that some people saw them wearing purple and gold robes, so they called them the Purple and Gold Twin Emperors." This out-of-body stage Emperor Sealer powerhouse shook his head. What he said was right, apart from the disciples of the righteous Tao. But all the disciples of the Devil's Tao were unable to escape by seeing Kang Chia. This was because they were not as fast as Kang Chon's instantaneous movement, already gone. "Can't it be that we came a step too late?" Evil Wind said with some frustration, then waved his hand towards that out-of-body stage Emperor Sealer powerhouse, signaling that he could leave. That Devil Sex out-of-body stage Emperor Sealer was immediately as if he had been pardoned, and hurriedly said goodbye and left. On the Black Treasure ship, only the 2 brothers of the Devil Sex Twin Evil were left at once. "Wait and see what happens." Half a second later, Evil Cloud said coldly. Evil Wine nodded. On the other treasure ship, Dark Virus Suncha was also annoyed. After coming to the Killing Island for almost a month, there was still no news of Kang Chia, as if he had suddenly disappeared. "I should have known that applying to the clan and bringing the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror would have been good welcoming." Suncha looked down at the Killing Island below with a depressed look on his face. In fact, the Killing Island was not that big. With his strength, he would be able to explore the entire island in a month. But the problem was that on top of the Killing Island, divine thoughts didn't work at all. While relying on the naked eye alone, even if the heavens were in front of him, he wouldn't be able to discover it. In the cultivation world, cultivators are already accustomed to using divine thoughts. Under the sweep of divine thoughts, there is nothing to hide in 100 miles. Unfortunately, on the Killing Island, divine thoughts didn't work. It was like a cultivator suddenly lost his eyes. It seems that we can only notify the base and have someone bring the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror, but then it will attract the strongest people in the base. Sun Cha hesitated. He wanted to keep Kang Chia all to himself. After all, apart from the dawn-breaking immortal order, Kang Chia itself was also considered a treasure. But the problem was that he couldn't find Kang Chia right now. In the end, Sun Cha decided to contact the base. "I'm Sun Cha. Please ... Sun Cha immediately took out the communication jade slip and began to contact the 10,000 Demons Hall's base in the Orthodox battlefield. Strong people like them could directly contact the base's senior management. In fact, Kang Chia could also obtain the contact method of the base's top management if he exposed his outbreathing stage invincible level strength, but he liked to keep a low profile, so he kept his strength hidden. Sun Cha. After Sun Cha contacted an elder of the base, a heavy voice, through the communication jade slip, was transmitted. Even with Sun Chon's strength, he couldn't help but be filled with awe after hearing this voice as he respectfully said, "Senior brother Zhuanggang. Zhuanggang, the strongest and most powerful amongst the true disciples of the 10,000 Demon Hall. There was no one. He was the absolute strongest, as he was an outbreathing stage great perfection powerhouse. Rumor had it that he was a direct descendant of Zhuan Wu, with a pure Zhuan Wu divine beast bloodline flowing in his body. And his talent was extremely powerful, not much worse than the top 10 special bloodlines in the cultivation world. Such a genius had a lot of power in the 10,000 Demons Hall, and some of the Holy Sons did not dare to offend him. Sun Cha didn't expect Zhuanggang to speak to him personally. While he was excited, he also knew that he could only operate with Zhuanggang to kill Kang Tia now, and he would at most take some small credit. But despite that, he didn't dare to resist, because the devil's way was different from the righteous way. Once he offended a genius like Zhuanggang, even if he was killed by him, the whole of 10,000 demons wouldn't blame Zhuanggang. In the end, in the devil's way, it was truly the weakest of the weak and the strongest of the strong. I have already rushed to the Killing Island with the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror. You watch over the Killing Island for me. Kang Tia is refining the red rhombus blood crystals. It is impossible for him to leave this island in a short period of time. A low voice, but it carried an unquestionable command. Sun Qiu hurriedly nodded his head. Listening to Zhuanggang's words, he also understood that since Kang Tia had come to search for the red diamond blood crystals, it was naturally impossible for him to leave in a short period of time. Knowing that refining the red diamond blood crystals was very time-consuming, senior brother Zhuanggang personally rushed here. It seems like I can only have soup this time. A trace of regret appeared in Sun Quan's eyes. On the shore of the Killing Island, a blood-clothed youth slowly stepped onto the island. His eyes swept over the two treasure ships in the sky, a hint of mockery appearing in his eyes. The Devil's Sex Twin Evils and the Dark Vira. Hey, Kang Tia, I wonder if you can defeat the three with one. I, Ling Redblood, I am looking forward to it. The blood-clothed youth laughed eerily and disappeared into the jungle. In the dark cave, Kang Tia and Little Gold continued to refine the redling blood crystals. During this period, after refining 10 redling blood crystals, Little Gold similarly fell unconscious once, and after he woke up, he found that his physical body was much stronger. He was very excited, and continued to refine the redling blood crystals. As for Kang Tia, at this moment, he had already refined 14 red diamond blood crystals. 15th, Kang Tia looked at the red diamond blood crystal in his hand. A trace of fatigue flashed in his eyes. Continuously refining more than 10 red diamond blood crystals, the intense pain. Although he withstood it, but both his body and mind were already exhausted. Second senior brother's limit is 15. After refining this red diamond blood crystal, he will rest for a while. Kang Quan's eyes were firm as he began to refine the 15th red diamond blood crystal. Immediately, a pain that was even more intense than before gratefully hit him, causing cold sweat to drip from his forehead. On the other hand, Little Gold also felt extremely tired after refining the 12th red diamond blood crystal and stopped continuing to refine it. Soon after, Kang Tia finished refining the 10th red diamond blood crystal, and his fleshly body improved a lot more. It's not far from the late stage of the 5th layer. Perhaps, as long as I refine 10 more red diamond blood crystals, I will be able to break through to the 6th layer. A trace of excitement flashed in Kang Quan's eyes. Kid, 3 invincible powerhouses of the outbreeding stage have come to the Killing Island, and it looks like they are here to find you. Suddenly, Emperor Don's voice came from his mind. Kang Tia was stunned. It was rare for Emperor Dan to remind him. At that moment, he and Little Gold stepped out of the cave and carefully looked towards the sky, and the 2 huge treasure ships were immediately reflected in his eyes. Hey, it's from the 10,000 Demon Hall and the Demon Sect. From the style of the 2 treasure ships, he recognized the identities of these 3 invincible powerhouses of the out-of-body stage. Brother, it looks like that Ling Hongblood leaked out the news about you. Little Gold on the side was filled with anger and said, since he is an enemy, he will naturally leak out my news. Kang Tia smiled and said indifferently, this had long been in his expectations. He just didn't expect these guys to come so quickly. And the moment they came, they were 3 invincible powerhouses of the outbreeding stage. They were really looking down on him. Brother, let's simply kill them. Little Gold stared at the 2 treasure ships in the sky with a murderous look on his face. After refining the 12 redling blood crystals, his physical body had strengthened a lot. And now, even if he didn't go berserk, he would be able to fight with an outbreeding stage invincible powerhouse. And once he went berserk, an ordinary outbreeding stage invincible powerhouse was not even his opponent. Therefore, Little Gold appeared very confident at the moment. Kill the three of them. Kang Chon's eyes stared, his heart somewhat moved.